All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today I have my good friend and kind of like old client as well, Jacob, on the channel. And so, first of all, Jacob, thank you so much for coming on the channel.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure to be here and to catch up with you.
Yeah, so the reason I wanted to bring Jacob on and have you guys listen to his story a little bit is because I think he's in a situation where a lot of you guys might be, where basically like now, lot of you guys might want to be in this situation, right? Where he's making a really good like full-time income from basically like video editing, YouTube clients with his creative agency. He was recently just able to move to a different country, but I will let him get into that. And I also think he has a lot of things that he learned probably over the last 2 years that he could share, and that you might be able to implement in your own life to get clients or just do stuff better. So again, thank you, Jacob, and I want to kind of let you take it from here a little bit on giving you a little bit of background on you, if you don't mind sharing that, like kind of like where you're from. And I think we did some like one-on-one coaching, like almost 2 years ago at this point. I think it was like
Yes.
summer of 2021 when we first started like working together. So can you give people a little bit of context on like what you were doing before we kind of met, how you kind of got introduced to the idea of running a YouTube like agency or doing video editing for clients, and yeah, like kind of how things went.
Of course, man. Yeah. So I guess everything kind of started like after my apprenticeship. When I finished off my apprenticeship as an electrician, I was like, I knew first thing like I don't want to stay there. I want to explore different options. I want to do different things. I want to travel, and that's when I actually traveled to Madeira, and just like had a fun time, like not really caring about anything. But like at some point, I didn't had any money anymore, and that was the point where I really started to think like, okay, what can I do now? What are my options? How can I earn money and stay or keep up traveling, and stay flexible, location wise and money wise. And that was really when I started to like look out for different options. And I remember like a friend of mine, Heinz, he was referring me to you and said like, oh, look at this guy, you can you already have the skill of video editing, because I've started that like,
Yeah.
I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. So I already had that skill of video editing, and then Heinz told me about you and that you were like earning a decent amount of money from that, or like not from video editing itself, but like you built something from that skill. So yeah, that got me really interested, and then I was like checking what you are doing, booking the call with you, and I was like interested, like okay, maybe there's something I can do too. And that was when we got first in touch, and then I was like, I was like that broke at the time, didn't have any money, and like just tried to do some kind of stuff to like earn money and to not get back into my old job or whatever. And
Yeah.
that was when we got in touch, and then I decided to go for the coaching slash course
Yeah.
with you. And it highly helped me out to like to get an understanding of like what it means to bring a value to the market, what it needs to to earn money, and that it's what I need to provide or what I need to bring to the market in order to earn money. And then I was learning about sales. I was learning about like, okay, what creating an offer, like looking out for a niche that I can serve with my skills, with my services. And honestly, it helped me out so much to like just get an overall understanding. Like I have that skill set of like video editing, and it helped me so much to understand that there are people out there who really need that, who kind of like who I can help out with that, and who are just looking for people like me with the skill of video editing or designing thumbnails or whatever it is. So yeah, that really helped me out, you know, because as you know, like I've been doing filmmaking before and, you know, recording videos, editing videos. So it was really cool to like bring that skill in and to monetize that and, you know, get the first kind of, first kind of clients, first kind of
Yeah.
results. That was a really cool experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very happy to, hear that. First of all, you feel like it helped you, and it's funny. Yeah, looking back, I met Heinz, your friend, at basically like a party in Madeira, even though I don't really party a lot. So it's kind of funny
Yeah.
that I met him. I know he was like he had a business where he was teaching other people like how to get their pilot's license. That was like
Exactly.
super cool guy. Anyways, hope if Heinz is watching this, shout out to you, bro.
Shout out to Heinz, yes.
It would be nice to relink, but yeah. Anyways, so what I wanted to kind of touch on is like, when you kind of were like running out of money, you were pretty broke at that time. How come you still decided once we got on that call to still like invest into help? Because it was like I don't remember exactly how much it was back then, but it was like still significant amount of money, like four-figure investment. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, like I guess that was probably a pretty significant amount of the savings you had left, right?
Exactly, yes, for
So
sure.
what was your reasoning behind it? Because most people when they when it comes to something like this, they would be like, "Oh, I will wait until I have more, put aside, until I feel more comfortable about it. I need to think about whatever." And then you were just like, "All right, Vince, this is exactly what I want to do. Like, let's do it. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
let's do it. Fuck it. Yeah, exactly.
Let's burn the
Yeah.
boat." So like,
Yeah.
why did you decide to do that? Because a lot of people wouldn't have done that in that position.
Um, I don't know. To be honest, I think because I just saw a lot of potential in that. You know, I saw a lot of potential in making that investment, and I didn't thought of it as like money burning or money going away. I
Yeah.
thought more of it as an investment. You know, I invest that last kind of money I had, and I thought I'll be able to like make more money then, because like
Yeah.
it's just an investment in my in my mindset, in myself, and like everything. And it turned out great. Like it was really good to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, probably it was, looking back, probably was better spent than if you bought the newest iPhone or something.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
for
that.
sure.
But
Yes.
yeah, and I think also it's interesting because I feel like the more, like even with me myself, if I invest like a really significant of money into something like a mastermind or something like that, I take it way more seriously and I take action. And I think that was the case with you as well, because it was like a significant amount of money for you back then. And it really hurt kind of to, give away that much of your
100%.
savings. You were like all in on it and you actually did everything we talked about and implemented everything. So yeah, take us back to getting your like first client. Do you remember that? Because to be honest, it's kind of foggy for me. It was, quite a while ago. But yeah, how long do you think it took to get that first client? Do you remember like roughly the deal size and just overall like how difficult it was to get the first paying client?
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was such a cool experience, like getting the first client, because it was honestly really unexpected. It was like throughout the program. It was still while I was in the program, I won the first client, and didn't thought that it could be that easy, because I was like, I was shooting out an Instagram DM to him. I was mainly like looking for like I remember like fitness people in the fitness niche and like reaching out to them with like my offer. And then he was like I was like pitching him my my services, and he was like directly really interested, and he was like, oh, that sounds good, I could need that, pitch me, etc. And I was like pitching him, and we ended up working together. And that was really cool. That was really cool because I was so excited at that time. Like didn't thought that it could be that fast and that easy. I mean, of course, it took like a bunch of outreach, but like it was such a cool experience. So yeah, we ended up working together for like, I don't know. I was not really. I think it was like something like 8 videos a month or something like that. For I'm not sure what the exact what I exactly earned for that. Like, not too much, probably like
Yeah.
800 bucks per month or something like that. I don't know, but for me it was like it was not too much money, but like for me it was really cool to like just see that I can actually earn money with like video editing. That was like for me really huge step, and I got really excited.
Yeah, and also I think one thing that people underestimate is yeah, sure, like $800 a month is not a ton of time, like money, but with you, it was like probably didn't take you that much time, to deliver that service. Like you had more time to take on more clients as well. And also one thing people forget, especially if you're like younger as well, is that, if you make like $1,000, for example, from a client, like you're not tied down to living where you live right now. So like you can also, if you want to, go to a different country where that currency is stronger, spend it there and get way more out of it. Now I'm not saying everybody has to do that, but that's always like an option for you, especially if you're in your like 20s or whatever. And I think it's just a
Exactly.
cool experience to travel as well and like experience different cultures, which we can get a little bit into as well. So yeah, so that was the first client. Was getting the next client after that, like the kind of like a similar process to the first one, and you just got a few more, like, one after one, or how did you go from there? Like, how did you go up to the point where you could actually take it full time and just, spend your time on running this YouTube agency?
It's a good question. I think I just from there I just kept on reaching out to new clients. Sending out a bunch of DMs. Did a lot of outreach, and I ended up like getting another client in the fitness niche as well. In I think in end of 2020, 2021. Um, and yeah, I still, actually, fun fact, I still work with him together till this day. So
Really
it's
cool.
really,
Over a
yeah,
year.
yeah, it's exactly, yeah, for quite some time now. So yeah, I've been since then, like it has been kind of a process, because I've been like reaching out to a lot of people. I've been starting to work with a couple of people, but I also then I made the experience of like losing a client first time, because he didn't needed the service anymore, or wasn't seeing the potential, maybe. So yeah, and then obviously it's reflecting on me, and obviously it hurt as well to like lose clients, or like
Yeah.
to get so much, or could get rejected, like people
100%.
not don't saying like, oh, that's not good what you're doing, or whatever, I don't know, it was like kind of also challenging, definitely, for me to like handle that, because I was like, bear in mind, like back then, like 2 years ago, I was like super insecure, and like super for me it was really a challenge and a hurdle to like get out there, like present an offer, like get on a sales call. That was like such a huge challenge for me. And like going through these challenges, and like going through getting rejected, or like losing a client, or whatever, like every time it's like kind of like reflecting on myself, and I was like asking myself, like, okay, was that what have I done wrong, or what could I do, what could have I done better, stuff like that. I was thinking a lot about that, and I learned like so much throughout that time, so that I actually could carry on those learnings, and just get also more confident in myself, in the abilities I have, and the abilities I can offer to my clients, and the value I can offer to my clients. So that got kind of like stacking up, with each client I won, with each client I lost. It's been a wild ride. Like it's been super challenging, but also super rewarding. And yeah, I've been really glad to like being able, like I think like that back in 2022, I was then able to like earn more and more money with that, so I could start to travel here and there. Like like I'm not sure if it was like full-time income, but I was first time able to like just go abroad, you know, travel for a while and then come back and work again, do outreach, etc. And yeah, then I was actually able to like I think at the end of sometime last year to earn a full-time income with that. And yeah, I was actually able to like you know, to not rely on any other income sources and just do that. And being able to, you know, move to Portugal, move to Lisbon, and have a full-time income, you know, without like worrying about being dependent on a specific location or specific you know, a specific job or whatever. And that was initially my goal, and it felt really great to reach that, to get to that point, to be really independent, move to Portugal, and just do my own thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing, and very proud of you for like making that, you know, transition. And also, I know that, you know, you mentioned before this call kind of that you are planning to like scale it up further now. Like you are excited to do that, so I'm sure you're going to go like very far with it. You're obviously like a very dedicated person. You know, I know you do like sports and calisthenics and stuff like that, which is, I mean, I think like learning how to muscle up is a lot harder than like doing some outreach, to be fair. So, or at least for me. So yeah. Well, one thing I wanted to ask about is, you know, what would you say are like some of the biggest lessons or things that you learned about you know, landing these higher ticket monthly clients? So like, what are you doing differently now than you were doing like 2 years ago before we did any work together? When you were just doing some projects on and off here and there for like, you know, friends or other people you met. You know, what are the, I guess, the key things that like change the way you operate? Because I think in this journey kind of like entrepreneurship and getting into this, you know, the biggest part is not even like making the money, but like the things you learn and the person you become.
Oh, 100%.
So
Yeah.
what would you say have been some of the biggest transformations, I guess, both for you as you operate, like maybe some of the habits you changed, some of the things you learned about yourself and the world, and some of the things in a business sense, I guess, or some of the tactical things? I know it's a hard question because it's so broad. But,
It's really broad,
I guess
yeah,
just,
yeah.
yeah, I guess just some of the things that might pop into your head as like, all right, I clearly see I'm doing this differently now than I was like 3 years ago or whatever.
Yeah. So one thing that popped up in my head right away was like, you know, coming or like working together with clients on different bases. I'd say like when I was starting out, like my main motive was basically to just earn money, which was cool because I was broke and I needed money. Like, but I would say my main focus back then was just on myself, you know, just to, I was just focusing on myself, on like getting money and like doing that kind of stuff. And I'd say like the main thing I've learned throughout all of those struggles was basically to just focus on my clients instead of myself, you know, just putting that focus onto my clients and really offer the best kind of experience to them that is possible, you know, to be caring to them, you know, being really caring about their problem, because obviously clients always come with a problem to me that they want me to solve them. And if I'm like not caring at all and just focusing on earning money or whatever, then not gonna feel really safe in working together with me. And you know, then they maybe, you know, pull out and like stop working together with me or whatever. And that was probably the main learning, I'd say, like throughout all the time, to like you know, focus really on my clients and be really caring about their situation, about their problem, whatever it is. Because like also I noticed, like once I was doing that more, like once I was focusing more on the client side and on the problem that the client is bringing to me, then also I felt more confident within myself, basically, because I noticed like, okay, actually I've been delivering a great service to my client, and that's actually what I then, you know, what everyone else can see, basically, or what I put back out into the world when I'm speaking to a new client. You know, I feel like new clients or other people can sense that, you know, if I'm delivering great service for you, for example, now, and I felt like I've done a great job for you, then the next person I'll speak to, that person will sense that I'm, you know, confident within myself, that I'm able to deliver value, that I'm caring about the problems, and that will be, then this person will be way more likely to buy my services or whatever it is. So because they can feel that confidence, or they can feel that there is like that I'm confident within myself and my abilities and my skills, and that I've been able to help out people in the past, and so they will feel like I can also help them out. So I'd say that was like the main learning. Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree with this. I think it's such a good saying that selling is just basically like transferring energy from one person to another, or like your job as kind of like when you're selling is just to transfer your beliefs, right? And the only way to truly believe in what you're selling is for it to be actually good. And the way you're gonna get your service to be good is by actually caring, you know, about the client and spending energy and time on making your service actually good quality. So like, you know, a lot of people I think try to shortcut this. Like they are just like, oh, I just want you to give me the best tactics to do outreach. I just want you to give me the best
Yes.
sales script. You know,
Yes.
just like shortcuts. But the thing is, if you are selling something that's not actually good, because the only thing you haven't spent time on is the thing you're actually selling, which is your service, then you are subconsciously going to like sabotage yourself from selling it, unless you are a psychopath or like sociopath, because you will know that they wouldn't get value from it. So like, if you don't
Exactly.
believe in what you're selling, you will like, you know, kill off the sale subconsciously. But on the flip side, if you just focus on, again, yeah, like you said, making sure that the client is taken care of, that they are happy, that what you are selling is amazing, then you will be like just naturally more convincing as well, because people will sense that, you know, you
Exactly.
genuinely care, and will deliver a good result. So I think that's a very, very good point to highlight. Now, some of the people on this channel know Greg and know that, you know, I've been kind of doing this program together with him, and you actually worked for Greg for a little bit as kind of like an appointment setter. So I think that's pretty interesting, because like, you know, you not only got to run your own agency, but also been kind of part of another more established one for a little bit. So do you have any like kind of like smaller, I guess, lessons or things that you learned while, you know, doing kind of like appointment setting for Greg that you think could be valuable for the people who might be listening to this?
I think one thing I learned was that I think what was really good, or what I've learned, is that Greg had already like proven systems and processes in place with his agency, and you know, that I could really. By the way, I feel like it's really great also for every entrepreneur and every you know, whatever, like every aspiring entrepreneur, to also be part of a team for some time, at least for some time, because you get to know the company, or you see the whole process, the whole system from another perspective. And that was exactly what happened to me when I was working for Greg. You know, I saw myself as a part from a huge structure, or from a huge process, or from a huge value machine, basically. And I think I've learned that it's super important for every person that works in that agency, for every person that comes in, to really feel good in his place, and to like you know, how can I say that, to like know the structures, basically, you know, because Greg had implemented back then like already like good structures, and for me it was really easy to like pick up on those, and it was really easy. We did like one call maybe up front, and then after that call everything was clear for me, so how things go. Yeah, that really showed me like how important like great structures are, also that every person feels like well in his place, in his you know, in his position in the company, in the agency, whatever it is. So yeah, I was definitely learning that, and but also same thing as previously mentioned. You know, I was doing mainly Loom outreach for potential clients, and or for warm leads. You know, and basically I felt like the looms that performed the best or that converted the best, that also made people to book an appointment, were basically the ones where I was like just like again like super caring about those people, and where I tried to give them as much value in the loom just as possible. You know, that really, because I felt like this makes people, if they see the loom, then it makes like, oh, this person took a lot of time from just for myself, for my channel, and he analyzed it, etc. And yeah, they feel very seen and very valued, and that makes them way more likely to book an appointment. You know, so if you're able to deliver a lot of value up front, or make people seen, you know, make them feel valued, then they're gonna be way more likely to like you know, book an appointment, instead of like, you know, writing like anonymous email or whatever, like doing like shit ton of outreach that is like not personalized at all. Like people sense that for like in every message, in every loom. You know, if people feel like seen and valued, and if people see that you take time for them, then they gonna assume that you're also gonna do that when you're working together with them, and they're gonna be way more likely to, you know, book your service or whatever.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's great advice. I totally agree with it. Only thing is, I don't want people to like then think that they can be like inconsistent because it's personalized, and that they can do like low volumes. Because
Yeah.
I'm assuming when you were working for Greg, like you still had to like hit certain, you know, targets every day, and I'm sure you didn't just send like one loom a day, and like you would only do it 1 or 2 days a week. You are still doing it like consistently every day, and like a significant amount of it, to be honest, probably, right?
Yes.
So yeah,
Of course. Yeah.
just don't want people to take it as like, oh, I would just send like 2 very personalized messages,
Yeah,
and
no,
that'll
no,
be
no,
fine, because like
no,
it's
no, no,
most
no.
likely not
That's
gonna happen like that.
exactly, yeah. That's not how it works. Obviously, you also need to keep up the volume high in order to like, because people still like, there will be people out there. You can do such a great personalized loom and put so much love and so much work into that, but they won't care. Like they won't be
Yeah,
interested. They don't need it. They don't give a shit or whatever. Like yeah, that's true. So it's, I think both is important, of course, like
I
keeping the
agree.
volume high, and but also the quality, of course.
I agree for sure. Awesome. Well, I guess thank you so much. I think some of these lessons you shared have been very, very valuable. So I guess one thing I wanted to kind of touch on lastly, is so you know you were in Germany. Where did you live? I mean, you don't have to. You lived in Germany, right? Like in the past
Exactly.
few years, you kind of got up to the point where you made like a comfortable full-time income with this thing. You know, over the last year, where you could actually like move out. You know, get your own place and like travel, all that stuff. So now you're living in Portugal. I guess what are some of the things that you are excited for? Right now you're working with how many clients? Like three, four, or
3 clients right now.
three
Yes.
clients. Um, so that's good. And then you have probably your, I guess for now you have like either one person. I would assume you're probably like having help you sometimes, or doing a lot of it yourself still. So yeah, like what is it? You know, where do you kind of want to go with this? You don't have to say anything like cool just for a video. I'm just curious, like what do you feel like is kind of next for you? What are some of the, you know, goals that you have? You don't have to say like a numbers goal. Just like, you know, where do you kind of want to go in the next, you know, year or two, in general? Like,
Of course, yeah. So I felt like I've been able now to, you know, sustain myself pretty comfortably now with what I've done. You know, I feel like I can now be independent, location free. I can travel, etc. So I feel like now my next goals are to you know, scale the agency basically up to like, I don't know, like maybe like 10, 20K a month. So because I'd also love to, you know, support my family in certain matters, and I feel like that would be really cool to like earn a more stable amount of money, and also just like keep improving, like keep
Yeah.
on going for the process, you know, keep on improving myself, keep on making learning stuff about myself, you know, improving, because it's such a it's a really challenging process at the one side, but it's also so rewarding. So I guess like that's what I want to keep on doing, you know. I want to keep going through, challenging myself, keep you know, keep doing hard things, but also like being rewarded for that, obviously. So yeah, that's basically the one side. And also I'm looking forward to starting my old channel now. Like actually I've already started it, like posting a transformation video and stuff like that, but like I haven't took it too serious ever since. But like now I really feel like I want to put out more content, basically, because I've been into filmmaking and video editing for quite a while now, and I feel like yeah, it would be cool to like share my learnings or share value on my own channel about things like, you know, fitness, calisthenics, health, but also like the business sides of things, you know. So yeah, those are basically my two main projects right now, and I'm looking really forward to like you know, improve on those things, to put out more value, put out content, etc. So yeah, those are my main projects.
Awesome. Cool. And by the way, I think I forgot to ask you, like, how old are you, by the way, for the people who are listening? Like, how old is Jake? It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, I'm 22 right now. I'm 22.
Yeah, you're 22. That's amazing.
Yes.
Like, you're also super young. And again, it really just shows, like, the reason I'm trying to bring as many people on the channel, you know, like you, Marco, all these guys, is because like it just really shows you don't have to go nowadays, if you don't want to, the traditional like university, then, you know, 9 to 5 for 40 years of your life kind of route. You know, it's not easy at all. Like, I don't want to make it sound, you know, better than it is, but like you really can go kind of your own way, and you know, not necessarily have to do something that you don't like for the rest of your life, and, you know, live that way. So very cool. Thank you so much, Jacob, for coming on the channel and sharing your story. If you guys want to go ahead, then definitely check out Jacob's channel. You gotta now put out some content now that we are having people on there. So
It's
check
true,
out
yeah,
Jacob's channel in the description, and also I will put his Instagram if you might want to ask him any questions, or just you know, give him a follow. So yeah, thank you again, and hope you guys enjoyed.
Thank you for having me.